Hey guys, I hope you're hungry for a brand new adventure because I absolutely am. Welcome back to the Full Instance channel. My name is Jericho, and our brand new Let's Play beginning today is Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. So the Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 remix was released on PlayStation 3 2 years ago, I believe. But they were re-released together, both 1.5 and 2.5 on the PS4. It came out today, and we are recording our first episode for release on Friday. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss new episodes. Episodes of Kingdom Hearts will go up every Monday and Friday, always at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. I'm incredibly excited for this. I love Kingdom Hearts. This, in the ultimate hierarchy of games, I can only pick one game from a series. Kingdom Hearts is my third favorite game of all time, after only Pokemon Yellow and Super Smash Bros. Melee. I think that is true. There are series that I love more, and Breath of the Wild is coming up quick, but I was obsessed with this game the first time I played it. It's the reason I got a PlayStation 2. The reason I got a PlayStation 3 was for Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm happy to own a PlayStation 4 with the entire series now between this and 2.8, and Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out hopefully next year. I don't think it's too optimistic. This is the first game I played just besides Pokemon, just played into the ground. Every single Dalmatian, every single level up, every single item. I defeated Sephiroth, I defeated Kurtzisa, all the optional bosses. Everything hidden was found, every treasure chest was opened. I have played every instant of Kingdom Hearts 1. Not as much the other games in the series. I adore Kingdom Hearts 2 as well, and it's just like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, where I do know that, you know, largely it might be the better game, but I just don't have the same attachment to it. But I'm excited. We will be doing Kingdom Hearts 2 on this channel as well. Possibly even next. We went right into Arkham City after Arkham Asylum, and I had a lot of fun doing that. But we'll see. But eventually, for sure, we will be doing Kingdom Hearts 2, and we'll see how my perspective changes, because I've played through it much less. Sorry, I just kind of wanted to let that play out and just keep quiet for a little while. That'll almost certainly end up being the intro. So much to do, so little time. Take your time. Don't be afraid. I know this game pretty well. It's been a long time, though, that I've played through it. I do have a guide, like a paper, nice, fancy official strategy guide that I've had for years. And this is the final mix, so it will be slightly different. And actually, already that's something different. It was, as soon as you take your first little stutter step, it'll interrupt you with that. So this choice, the main thing it measures in the game is how you learn your abilities. And as a kid, I always picked the staff and neglected the shield. And my thought process was, my favorite ability is Scan. For some reason, I just always had it in my head that once I could see the enemy health bars, I could handle them better. People say that getting the sword makes the most sense, since you always have Donald and Goofy, who will do the other two. But I think this time I actually am going to get the shield. I've never once in my life started with the shield. But with the final mix, you learn Scan later anyway. I don't think that it's just not the same. So that was my main reason for getting the staff is gone. And I love MP and I love ability points too. So that's another reason why I've always favored this and neglected the shield, is because of magic. But I want to have lots of abilities, because the abilities really make the game super fun. So I think this time I actually am going to neglect the sword. So yeah, if you don't know this game, you pick one to have and one to lose, and it just balances out later on in the game. And you eventually learn everything. It's just like which one you get first. Given up the power of the warrior, kept the power of the guardian. Yes, I will choose that as my There are several more little questions in this tutorial segment. You do your first little bit of combat, and it ends with your first encounter with a boss. And I actually forgot to start my timer. But this episode, typically episodes of my Let's Plays, I would say go between 15 and 30 minutes. That's kind of a long stretch. Usually it's right around the 20 mark. But I expect Kingdom Hearts to follow much in the same vein. But I am really excited to play it, so I think the first few episodes might be longer, and we definitely won't miss any days if I could possibly help it, because I want to play it anyway. I may as well be recording. Alright, you've got it. So now I can pop Sun Heartless. So yeah, I'm used to starting with 3 MP. If you keep the Mystic, you begin with 3 Magic. But I'm happy to start this way for once. And I should also say, I just did regular. I did not do Proud Mode. I think that it's been long enough that I've played since I've played through the game that I want to really enjoy myself. I don't want to be frustrated against bosses. And I know that I probably could handle. I'm sure I could, but once again, I'm pretty happy with my choices. So those little green balls restore your HP. Again, if you didn't know. I feel like most everybody knows Kingdom Hearts at this point, but just in case. I may or may not do the other games in this collection. It's Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix, I believe is the official title, because Kingdom Hearts is obsessed with insane names. Considering the first game is just Kingdom Hearts, they've gone completely off the rails since then. So there's basically 4 full games, and then 2 games are just the cinematics made, like all the cutscenes made into a movie. So the extra games included are Chain of Memories, which is the card-based battling one that originally released for the Game Boy Advance, and I love that game, but I did not. It was released on PlayStation 2 as well, and it was 3D, and I felt like it lost a lot of the charm and the feel that I really enjoyed from the Game Boy version. But we'll see if I am able to appreciate it anymore this time around. So I doubt I'll do a full Let's Play. It could happen, but I might just give it a little look on Snacks, which is my first impression series on Wednesdays and Saturdays, just to see. That's cool. I was able to skip the pushing step and just attack it because I knew attacking it would be next. So it's weird that destroying the blocks makes the door more open, but it is what it is. So that's new in this game. In the original Kingdom Hearts, your top command, your attack, or gets replaced with whatever your environment thing is, but they replaced it with the triangle action commands, which are built into Kingdom Hearts 2 in its original form. But I think it's a good change, and it'll be nice in this format, just because it'll make the transition from 1 to 2 easier. So now we're going to talk to Yuffie, Tidus, and Wakka, and this will set our experience game. You choose between level up faster at first and slower late game, or the opposite, or just balanced. And I'm just going to answer the questions as I would, and it'll be what it is, I think. I think I am most afraid of being indecisive. Is that really so scary? Well, you're scared of your fish dad. Is that really so scary? What's most important to you? Definitely friendship. That's an easy one. The scary one is more interesting. All of those have their things. Getting old, less so. What do I want out of life? To broaden my horizons. That's pretty easy as well. Don't really care about being strong. Afraid of being indecisive. I want friendship, and I want to broaden my horizons. That's pretty good. Okay, so your adventure begins at midday, keep a steady pace, and you'll come through fine. Basically what that means is my level curve stays the same throughout, and I'm happy with that. One way makes the early game easier, one makes the late game easier. That just keeps everything balanced. I'll be happy to stick with that, especially since which is what I naturally would have chosen. If I remember correctly, I don't know, it's just different. Sorry, the pollen is just killing me. I'm really sniffling, sore throat, and all that stuff, so I make horrible noises. I'll try to remember to turn off the mic before the worst of it, but... Case in point. Okay, so that's just the menu, and I believe it's going to show us about save points now. Oh, nope. A little fighting first. I'm so happy to be playing this. I love this game so much. The first time I ever played it, I ever played Kingdom Hearts 1. We'll get to the part in the game, so I guess I'll tell the full story then, but the command menu messed me up. So you hear all that I'm trying to attack, but I'm not lined up on my command menu. And I'll explain that when I get to it. It actually might be in the next episode, now that I think of it. In fact, it surely will. There's a lot, honestly, between now and then. But this isn't that long of a game, and I feel like we'll move through it relatively quickly. I'm not gonna, just like with the Arkham games and Guacamelee and stuff, I'm not gonna go into all, this is not 100% playthrough. Full playthrough means it's I'm gonna play the whole game. I'm not going for 100% completion here. But we might, I don't know. We'll do some extra things here and there, just as we've done in those other games. Okay, so here's our save point. So you have to be standing in it to save. It also heals you and gives you MP as well. Save early, save often. Usually I'll try to end episodes on save points. I often record 2 to 3 at a time when I sit down to record. So if I'm gonna go right into another one, I might not, but just is what it is. I'm actually going to go ahead and save a second file, so that if I ever want to start again, I can just start from there and not have to watch. I mean, I love the cutscenes and music and all, but, you know, because right at the end of the game, or the end of the intro, you're given an option to undo any of your choices that you've made, as I recall. Dig it up. So I think it is time for our first boss fight. That'll be the end of the intro, and we'll begin the game proper. Well, really... Gosh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Depending on how you look at it, there are many different ways. Like, I mean, I'm playing now, but this is obviously a tutorial. It teaches you how blocks work, all that good stuff. But then you have Destiny Islands, which is still a lot more tutorial on how you're going to explore the world and just meeting the characters. But then you go to Traverse Town, which is still kind of the same thing. Like, not until you fight the first real boss in Traverse Town and can have the gummy ship and freely explore the universe is you're really in the game. And that won't be for probably 5 or 6 episodes at least. So this is Darkseid, I believe he's called, but it's not spelled weird like the DC Darkseid. So he attacks like so. You can hit his hand. Dang it. Dang it, come on. I think it's actually harder if you're locked on. I just wasted that whole opportunity and I gotta kill the Heartless. This fight, he can certainly kill you. He packs a lot of, he can deal a lot of damage. I have more HP than I'm used to, since I started with the Guardian instead of the Mystic. But if you're careful and you kill the, kill all the Heartless, you can always pick up the HP they drop, and you're usually pretty safe. So you just saw I got some tech points. Tech is extra experience. If you block your shots back, you get 1 for blocking it, and an additional 2 if it actually made contact with Darkseid deals them damage. And the reason I didn't just attack his hand is that if you attack his head, you get those tech points, and it's extra experience. And experience means more health. I'm not having a lot of luck with that, though. I need to make sure I'm locked onto his head before I start flying next time. But I think each time you hit his head, you get 1 or 2 tech points. And that's, I mean, at this stage in the game, makes you experience every single time you hit him. And it deals as much or more damage than you would normally. That's quite a swing, so it's worth it to take that more difficult route, if you can. And then these, of course, I mean, it's dangerous. to just stand here and take it, but I think that was just all three at once. It's just learning the timing. And I've already heard him pretty good because he's already moved on to being more aggressive with those shots. I think I am going to just start popping away at his hands, though. We don't want to be fighting Darkseid all day. This is the first time you fight Darkseid? I believe you fight him 3 times throughout the course of the game. It could be more than that. Okay, so now we're locked onto his head. We should have some more luck climbing him. Okay, it's only the end of the combo to earn you the tech points. So it's not quite as drastic, but I'm pretty sure it does deal more damage as well. He has, so the main attack he's been doing is plunging his hand into the ground and summoning the Heartless. Sometimes he'll go like all the way up to the shoulder, and then you can just rock up to him and nail his head easily. And I think that's the game basically showing you that you have that capability. Because once you do it and start earning those tech points, you realize that that's what the game was more interested in you doing. So max items up, that's a nice bonus. You can only have a certain amount of items on like ready, quote unquote, and that's it right there. I did a lot better blocking those than I'm used to. Yeah, you have on your command menu, you have a little sub menu of items, and that grows when you get max items up. So that's very useful to get so early in the game. That's for sure. So this is the end of the little tutorial. There'll be some more, be another long cutscene, but pretty soon we will be at our hometown of Destiny Islands. I'm so happy. I freaking love Kingdom Hearts. I always have. It really brings me back to, I played this, I guess I was in high school when it came out. This and Final Fantasy X, I was playing them close to the same time. I'm just obsessed with both of them. And now, here I am, like, able to record and talk about how much I love it, and... I don't know, I was thinking lately, like, well, the cool thing about Let's Plays is, like, I'm making... I mean, this is, like, way grandiose or whatever, but I'm making art, right? Like, I can go back, if I'm ever like, hey, I used to play Arkham Asylum a lot. I remember that game, I love it. I can watch me playing it and like listen to my voice and what was on my mind. And
I knew that I'd find you.
It's just cool to me that I have a record, if not art.
No, this
just
huge
making a record.
thing swallowed me up. I couldn't breathe.
I couldn't.
Ow.
Are you still dreaming?
It wasn't a dream.
The music is somewhat
Or
remixed
was it?
here,
I don't know.
but I like it.
What was that place? So bizarre.
Yeah, sure.
So you spent 2 days on Destiny Islands.
What was your hometown
Both
like?
days, basically,
where you
you're
grew
doing a scavenger hunt, as I recall.
told
One is
you
easier and
before.
one is more difficult, and the more
remember.
difficult one is on. You have access to
Nothing at
both
all?
sides of the island. Today we can only go
Nothing.
on one side.
You ever want to go back?
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Well, I'm happy here.
But we go into detail of why
Really?
we're scavenger hunting. It's not
But
just
you
for
know.
fun.
I wouldn't mind going to see it.
I'd like to see it too.
It's amazing how
Along
this game
with
is
any
so
other
narrow in
worlds
scope
out
compared to how creative the
I
series
want to
gets.
see them all.
Like just kids
So what
like,
are we
chilling on the
waiting
beach,
for?
Hey,
and then like the fate of the
aren't
universe.
you guys forgetting about me? So, I guess I'm the only one working on the raft.
Ugh.
And you're just as lazy
If
as
it was
he is.
heavy enough for him to throw
So
with
you
one
know-
hand, or light enough for him to throw with one
Okay,
hand, it shouldn't
we'll
have
finish it
capsized
together.
Sora.
I'll race you.
Huh?
What? Are you kidding?
Ready? Go!
I like this too, like, they're both relaxing, but they're just that competitive. Alright, Kyrie. Better step it up. In her defense, though, I think her form is a lot to blame for what's going on here. I really like the music on Destiny Islands. It's nice. And I love these little title cards for each of the worlds. Just makes me think of them all. Ah, Kingdom Hearts! I love it. One thing that I think really lent a lot to my Arkham playthroughs being of higher quality than my previous work, in my opinion at least, was just knowing more about the source material. And in Kingdom Hearts, I can talk about the Disney movies in question. I can talk about, what I know of the game. Be cool. So let's see what Harry has for us. But I think we're actually going to wrap up pretty soon. We're not going to really move on with our adventure on Disney Islands on today's episode. 2 logs, 1 cloth, 1 rope. So yeah, we're building supplies to build the raft today, and then tomorrow we'll be getting like the rations and stuff. But in addition to finding the items, we can play with the other kids on the island, and that will be another way to earn some early experience and techniques. But anyway, we will wrap up today's episode right here. Thank you guys so much for watching and for joining me on this new adventure. If you have enjoyed and will continue to enjoy, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episode. Again, as I say, every single Monday and Friday, we will have new episodes of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix full playthrough here on the Full Instance channel. My name has been Jericho. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm full.